Most players think their best performances are random. One day you feel unstoppable. The ball sticks to your feet, your passes are perfect, and every decision just feels right. But the next day, everything feels off. Your touch is heavy, you hesitate, and the game feels twice as fast. So players start believing that those amazing performances are just lucky days. But here's the truth. That feeling has a name. It's called flow state. And the crazy part is, it's not random at all. The best players in the world don't wait for it to show up. They know how to trigger it. You've probably seen players who look like they're in that state all the time. Think about someone like Lionel Messi gliding through defenders like they aren't even there, or Cristiano Ronaldo stepping up in huge moments with total confidence. When they're locked in, everything looks easy. It's like time slows down for them. They're not panicking, they're not overthinking. They're just reacting perfectly to whatever the game throws at them. That's flow state. And if you've ever had a game where everything clicked, even for just a few minutes, you felt it too. The problem is most players have no idea how they got there. They just hope it happens again. They warm up, they listen to music, they get hyped up with their teammates, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But what if there was a way to get your mind and body into that zone on purpose? Not in 30 minutes, not after a long meditation session, but in about 3 minutes. Because that's really all it takes to shift your brain into the kind of focused state where you play your best football. Before we talk about the method though, we need to understand something important. Your brain is constantly switching between different levels of activity. When you're stressed, distracted, or overthinking, your brain is running fast. You're trying to process everything at once. And that's exactly where most players are when they step on the pitch. They're thinking about the coach watching them, the mistakes they made last week, the defender marking them, the crowd on the sideline. Their mind is loud, and when your mind is loud, your body gets tight, your touch gets worse, your reactions get slower. But when you enter flow state, something different happens. Your brain actually calms down a little, not in a sleepy way, but in a focused way. The noise disappears. Instead of thinking about 10 things at once, you're locked into the present moment. You see the pass before it opens up. You react instantly when the ball comes to you. It's like the game starts making sense in a way it didn't before. Now here's where it gets interesting. Scientists have studied this kind of mental state for years, and they've found that one of the fastest ways to shift your brain into that focused mode is through something incredibly simple: controlled breathing. That might sound boring at first. I know. Most players hear breathing exercise and immediately think it's some kind of yoga thing that has nothing to do with football. But breathing is directly connected to your nervous system. When you change the way you breathe, you change how your brain and body respond to pressure. So here's the 3-minute routine that can help you enter flow state before a match. You can do this in the locker room, on the sidelines, or even standing alone near the pitch while everyone else is warming up. First, find a quiet moment. You don't have to sit down or close your eyes if that feels weird. Just relax your shoulders and focus on your breathing for a second. Then take a slow breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Don't rush it. Fill your lungs all the way. After that, hold the breath for another 4 seconds. Then slowly breathe out through your mouth for 6 seconds. Let all the air leave your lungs. Finally, pause for 2 seconds before starting the next breath. That's one cycle, and all you're going to do is repeat that pattern for 3 minutes. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 6 seconds out, 2 seconds pause. That's it. Nothing complicated. But what's happening inside your body during those 3 minutes is powerful. Your heart rate starts to slow down. The tension in your muscles begins to drop. Your nervous system shifts from a stressed state into a focused one, and your brain becomes much better at processing information quickly, which is exactly what you need in football. Think about how many players start a match way too tense. They sprint everywhere in the first 10 minutes, trying to prove something. They rush their passes. They force shots that aren't really there. But the players who dominate games often look calm from the first whistle. They're not wasting energy. They're reading the game. That calm focus is what flow state feels like. The interesting thing is that once you start doing this breathing routine consistently, your body actually learns the pattern. The first few times you try it, you might just feel a little more relaxed, but after a few weeks, your brain begins to recognize that breathing rhythm as a signal. It's like flipping a switch that tells your mind, okay, it's time to focus now. And that's when the real benefits start showing up during matches. Another important piece of flow state is removing distractions. A lot of players try to play their best football while their mind is all over the place. They're thinking about social media, school, work, the coach yelling instructions, or the mistake they made 5 minutes ago. Flow state can't exist in that kind of chaos. It only happens when your attention is locked into what's happening right now. That's why the best players train their focus every day, not just before matches. Even simple things like juggling the ball without letting your mind wander can help build that ability. When you practice staying present during training, it becomes much easier to stay present during games. And when you combine that focus with the breathing routine we just talked about, you create the perfect conditions for flow state to happen. There's also a big mental component to all of this. Flow state doesn't happen when you're afraid to make mistakes. If you step onto the pitch thinking, I can't mess up today, your brain automatically becomes cautious. You hesitate, you play safe, and that hesitation pulls you out of the zone immediately. The players who enter flow state most often are the ones who accept mistakes as part of the game. They're willing to try things. They trust their instincts. Look at players like Neymar or Kevin De Bruyne. When they're playing well, they're not worried about failing. They're experimenting, taking risks, trying passes and movements that other players wouldn't even think about. That freedom is a huge part of flow state. When your mind isn't scared of mistakes, it becomes much more creative. Another thing that helps trigger flow state is having a clear goal during the match. Not a huge goal like score 3 goals today, but a simple focus point. Maybe it's making quick one-touch passes. Maybe it's constantly scanning the field before receiving the ball. When you give your brain a specific job, it becomes easier to stay locked in. Without that focus, your attention starts drifting all over the place. Now let's talk about something most players ignore: recovery. Flow state is much harder to access when your body is exhausted. If you're sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, skipping meals, and constantly scrolling on your phone late at night, your brain never fully resets. And when your brain is tired, it struggles to reach that sharp, focused state we're talking about. The best players protect their energy. They sleep properly, they hydrate, they take recovery seriously. That might not sound exciting, but it's one of the biggest reasons elite athletes can perform consistently. Their minds and bodies are actually ready for the demands of the game. What's really powerful about flow state is that it doesn't just affect you, it affects your entire team. When one player is calm, confident, and making great decisions, it spreads. Teammates start trusting the rhythm of the game more. Passes become cleaner, movement becomes sharper. Coaches talk about momentum, but a lot of the time what they're really seeing is a team slipping into collective flow, and it all starts with one player being locked in. So the next time you have a match, try this simple experiment. 3 minutes before kickoff, step away from the noise, focus on your breathing. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 6 seconds out, 2 seconds pause. Do it slowly and consistently. Let your shoulders relax, let your mind settle, then step onto the pitch and just play. Don't force the game, don't chase perfection. Just trust your preparation and react to what's in front of you. Because once you start accessing flow state more often, something interesting happens. The game stops feeling chaotic, you begin recognizing patterns faster, your decisions become clearer, and those moments where everything clicks start happening more and more often. The players who dominate matches aren't the ones waiting for confidence or luck to appear. They're the ones who prepare their minds for the moment. So before your next match, take 3 minutes. Breathe, focus, reset your mind. Because the difference between an average performance and your best performance might not be skill at all. It might just be 3 minutes,